Have you ever felt that crushing exhaustion that hits you right after lunch? You know what I'm talking about. That overwhelming tiredness that makes you want to crawl back into bed, even though you just had a meal that was supposed to give you energy. Maybe you've noticed your hands shaking slightly when you haven't eaten for a few hours. Or perhaps you've experienced that uncomfortable bloating feeling after dinner, followed by a restless night where sleep seems impossible no matter how tired you are. If you're over 55, these aren't just random inconveniences. They're warning signs that your blood sugar is on a dangerous roller coaster ride, spiking high and crashing low throughout the day. And here's what most people don't realize. It's not just about diabetes. These blood sugar swings are silently stealing your energy, your mental clarity, and your ability to enjoy the simple pleasures of life. Picture this. You wake up feeling foggy and tired, even after 8 hours of sleep. You reach for that morning pastry or sweetened coffee to wake up, only to feel shaky and hungry again 2 hours later. By afternoon, you're so drained that climbing a flight of stairs feels like running a marathon. Evening comes, and you're too exhausted to enjoy time with your family or pursue the hobbies you love. You might think this is just getting older, that this constant fatigue, the mood swings, the difficulty concentrating, the afternoon crashes, that it's all just part of aging. But here's the truth. It doesn't have to be this way. What if I told you that stable, sustained energy throughout the day is absolutely achievable, at any age? Imagine waking up naturally refreshed, maintaining steady focus during your morning activities, and still having energy to take that evening walk or spend quality time with your grandchildren. Imagine eating a meal and feeling satisfied and energized for hours, not crashed on the couch within 30 minutes. Picture yourself going through your entire day without those desperate searches for sugary snacks or that 3 p.m. coffee just to function. The secret isn't about adding more supplements or complicated meal plans. It's actually about removing the 7 specific foods that are sabotaging your blood sugar stability. These foods are hiding in plain sight in most kitchens, marketed as healthy or normal, but they're the silent culprits behind your energy crashes and health struggles. Today, I'm going to reveal exactly which 7 foods are stealing your vitality and show you how to identify them in your daily routine. More importantly, I'll give you the knowledge to make simple swaps that can transform how you feel every single day. But before we dive in, if this resonates with you, please subscribe to this channel right now. This is the kind of life-changing information that can make the difference between struggling through your days and truly thriving at any age. Let me explain what's really happening inside your body when you eat the wrong foods, and why this becomes so much more critical as we age. Think of your blood sugar like a campfire. When you're younger, your body is like an experienced firekeeper. It knows exactly how much wood to add to keep the flames steady and warm. But as we get older, especially after 55, this internal firekeeper starts getting a bit tired and less precise. When you eat certain foods, particularly those I'll reveal today, it's like throwing gasoline on that campfire. Your blood sugar shoots up dramatically, and your pancreas, the organ responsible for managing this fire, has to work overtime to bring it back down. This creates what doctors call glycemic spikes, but I like to think of it as your body going through an exhausting emergency response, over and over again. Here's what happens during these blood sugar roller coasters. First, you get that initial surge of energy as glucose floods your bloodstream. Your brain gets a temporary boost, you might feel alert and energized. But then, your pancreas kicks into overdrive, releasing insulin to bring those levels down. The problem is, after years of this cycle, your body starts to overshoot. Your blood sugar doesn't just come down, it crashes. And when it crashes, you feel tired, irritable, hungry, and desperate for another quick fix. It's like being on a playground seesaw that never finds balance. You're either too high or too low, never in that sweet spot where you feel naturally energized and comfortable. Recent studies from the American Diabetes Association show that adults over 55 who experience frequent blood sugar spikes have a 40% higher risk of developing cognitive issues and a 60% increased chance of feeling chronic fatigue. But here's the encouraging part. Research also demonstrates that people who learn to avoid specific trigger foods can stabilize their energy levels within just 2 to 3 weeks. Your body has an incredible ability to heal and rebalance itself, even if you've been struggling with these energy swings for years. The key is understanding that certain foods act like metabolic bullies in your system. They demand immediate attention, exhaust your natural regulatory systems, and leave you feeling worse than before you ate them. The beautiful thing is that once you identify and remove these 7 troublemakers from your routine, your body can return to its natural rhythm. You'll start experiencing what steady energy actually feels like, that calm, sustained vitality that carries you through your day without the dramatic ups and downs. But the most inspiring part of this whole process is seeing how quickly people's lives change when they make these adjustments. And that brings me to a story that perfectly illustrates this transformation. Let me tell you about Robert, a 67-year-old retired teacher from Ohio who was convinced his best days were behind him. Robert had always been active. He loved woodworking in his garage, taking long walks with his wife Margaret, and playing board games with his grandchildren every Sunday. But over the past 2 years, something had changed dramatically. Every morning, Robert would wake up feeling like he'd run a marathon in his sleep. He'd shuffle to the kitchen and grab his usual breakfast: a large glass of orange juice, 2 pieces of toast with jam, and a banana, foods he'd always considered healthy. Within an hour, he'd feel energized and ready to tackle his projects. But then, like clockwork, around 10:30 a.m., exhaustion would hit him like a brick wall. His hands would start trembling slightly, his concentration would scatter, and he'd find himself reaching for cookies or another glass of juice just to feel human again. This cycle repeated throughout the day: energy, crash, sugar fix, temporary relief, then another crash. The worst part wasn't just the physical exhaustion. Robert started avoiding his Sunday visits with the grandkids because he was embarrassed about falling asleep in his chair during their games. He stopped working on his woodworking projects because he couldn't focus long enough to safely use his tools. Margaret worried as she watched her vibrant husband become increasingly withdrawn and frustrated. During a routine checkup, Robert's doctor noticed his blood sugar levels were pre-diabetic, but not quite diabetic yet. Instead of immediately prescribing medication, his doctor suggested something that surprised him. "Robert, let's try removing some specific foods from your diet first. You might be shocked at how different you feel." That conversation changed everything. Robert learned that his healthy breakfast of orange juice, toast with jam, and banana was creating a perfect storm of blood sugar chaos. These seemingly innocent foods were loaded with fast-acting sugars that were overwhelming his system first thing in the morning. Within the first week of avoiding these trigger foods, Robert noticed he could work in his garage for 2 hours without feeling depleted. By the 3rd week, he was waking up naturally refreshed and maintaining steady energy until bedtime. Margaret couldn't believe the transformation. Her husband was back to his old self, maybe even better. Today, 6 months later, Robert has returned to all his favorite activities. He's built 2 birdhouses for his grandchildren, takes daily walks without fatigue, and never misses those Sunday game sessions. His latest blood work showed completely normal sugar levels, and his doctor was amazed at the improvement. The most beautiful part? Robert didn't add a single supplement or complicated routine. He simply learned which foods were sabotaging his energy and made smart swaps. Have you experienced anything similar to Robert's story? Maybe you've noticed your energy isn't what it used to be, or you've felt that afternoon crash that seems to come out of nowhere. Share your experience in the comments below. Let's support each other on this journey to better health. Just like Robert discovered, the path to stable blood sugar starts with knowing which foods are working against you. Let me walk you through the 7 biggest culprits that are likely sitting in your kitchen right now. Food number 1, fruit juice, even 100% natural. Here's something that surprises most people. That glass of orange juice you might drink for vitamin C contains more sugar than a can of soda. When fruit is juiced, all the fiber that naturally slows sugar absorption is removed, leaving you with a concentrated sugar bomb that hits your bloodstream in minutes. Even unsweetened apple or grape juice can spike your blood sugar faster than eating a candy bar. The solution? Eat whole fruits instead. A whole orange provides the same vitamins plus fiber that helps regulate how your body processes the natural sugars. Food number 2, white bread and refined grains. That morning toast or sandwich bread might seem harmless, but white bread has a higher glycemic index than table sugar. Your body converts it to glucose almost instantly, creating those energy spikes and crashes Robert experienced. This includes white rice, regular pasta, and most cereals. Instead, choose whole grain alternatives, or better yet, replace that bread with vegetables like lettuce wraps or portobello mushroom caps. Food for 3, breakfast cereals. Even cereals marketed as healthy or whole grain are often loaded with hidden sugars and refined carbohydrates. Many popular cereals contain 12 to 15 grams of sugar per serving. That's nearly 4 teaspoons of sugar to start your day. A better morning choice? Steel-cut oats with nuts and seeds, or eggs with vegetables. Food number 4, dried fruits and trail mix. Raisins, dried cranberries, and those healthy trail mixes are essentially candy in disguise. The drying process concentrates the natural sugars, and many commercial dried fruits have added sugar on top of that. Fresh berries or a small handful of raw nuts provide better nutrition without the blood sugar chaos. Food number 5, low-fat flavored yogurt. When manufacturers remove fat from yogurt, they often replace it with sugar to maintain taste. Many flavored yogurts contain 20-25 grams of sugar per serving. Choose plain Greek yogurt and add your own fresh berries or a sprinkle of cinnamon. Food number 6, sports drinks and energy drinks. These beverages are designed for athletes who need quick energy during intense exercise. For everyday consumption, they're liquid sugar that provides zero nutritional benefit while spiking blood glucose levels dramatically. Food number 7, condiments and sauces. Ketchup, barbecue sauce, sweet and sour sauce, and many salad dressings contain high fructose corn syrup or added sugars. These hidden sugars add up quickly throughout the day. Read labels carefully and choose sugar-free alternatives, or make your own simple dressings with olive oil and vinegar. The key is awareness. Once you identify these hidden sugar sources, you can make informed choices that support stable energy levels throughout your day. The truth is beautifully simple. Your body is designed to feel energized, focused, and vibrant at any age. What you've learned today isn't about depriving yourself or following complicated rules. It's about removing the obstacles that have been standing between you and your natural vitality. Think about this for a moment. Every single food I've mentioned is easily replaceable with options that taste just as good, often better, and actually nourish your body instead of working against it. You're not losing anything. You're gaining freedom from the exhausting cycle of energy spikes and crashes that may have been controlling your life. Imagine waking up tomorrow and feeling genuinely refreshed, not because you had more coffee, but because your body naturally restored itself during sleep. Picture starting your day with steady, calm energy that doesn't require a sugar fix to maintain. Visualize walking through your afternoon activities, whether that's gardening, shopping, spending time with family, or pursuing hobbies, without that dreaded 3 p.m. wall of fatigue hitting you. Instead, you feel consistently alert and engaged, present for all the moments that matter. Think about how different your evenings could be when you're not crashed on the couch. too drained to enjoy conversations with your loved ones or activities you used to enjoy. Instead, you have the energy to take that sunset walk, play with grandchildren, read a book, or work on projects that bring you joy. This isn't about perfection. You don't need to change everything overnight or never enjoy a treat again. It's about awareness and making gradual shifts that compound into significant improvements in how you feel every single day. The most beautiful part of this journey is that your body responds quickly to these positive changes. Unlike other health improvements that might take months to notice, stabilizing blood sugar often shows results within days. People frequently tell me they feel like they've gotten their life back within just a couple of weeks. You have the power to choose foods that work with your body's natural systems instead of against them. Every meal is an opportunity to either support your energy and well-being or sabotage it. Now that you know the difference, you can make choices that honor the vibrant, energetic person you're meant to be. Remember Robert's transformation, from exhausted and withdrawn to active and engaged with life again. That same vitality is available to you, starting with your very next meal. The journey to stable energy and better health doesn't require dramatic changes or expensive solutions. It simply requires the wisdom to choose foods that love your body back. If this video has given you hope or opened your eyes to new possibilities for your health, please hit that like button right now. It's how we know we're making a real difference in people's lives, and it helps us continue sharing this life-changing information. As we wrap up our time together today, I want you to know something important. Taking control of your blood sugar isn't just about avoiding certain foods. It's about reclaiming your right to feel vital, energized, and fully alive at any stage of life. You don't need to accept fatigue, brain fog, or energy crashes as an inevitable part of aging. You don't need to settle for feeling okay when you could feel genuinely great. The power to transform how you feel every single day is literally in your hands. It's in the choices you make every time you open your refrigerator or sit down for a meal. I know change can feel overwhelming, especially when you've been eating certain foods for decades. But remember, you're not starting from scratch. You already have the wisdom and life experience to make smart decisions. Now you simply have the knowledge to make those decisions work in your favor. Start small. Maybe tomorrow, swap that morning orange juice for a whole orange. Replace that afternoon cookie with a handful of nuts. Choose water with lemon instead of that sports drink. Each small choice is an act of self-love. A vote for the energetic, vibrant future you deserve. Your body has been patiently waiting for you to give it what it needs to thrive. Every cell in your body has the capacity to function optimally when supported properly. You're not too old, it's not too late, and you're certainly not powerless over how you feel. Think about the people who love you, your spouse, children, grandchildren, friends. They want you to be present, engaged, and full of life. When you take care of your blood sugar, you're not just improving your own quality of life. You're giving them the gift of having you at your best. This isn't about perfection. It's about progress. It's about choosing to honor your body with foods that sustain rather than sabotage your energy. It's about believing that your best days don't have to be behind you. They can be ahead of you, starting right now. If this video has touched your heart or given you a new perspective on your health, I hope you'll consider staying connected with our community. We're here to support each other on this journey toward better health and sustained vitality. If you'd like to support this channel and help us continue sharing life-changing health information, please click the Super Thanks button below or subscribe right now if you haven't already. Together, we're building a community of people who refuse to accept that aging means giving up on feeling great. Remember this: you have more control over how you feel than you might think. Your energy, your vitality, your zest for life, they're all within your reach. Take care of your blood sugar, and it will take care of you. Your body is still capable of amazing things. It's just waiting for you to give it the chance to show you.